Guys, welcome back to my channel. So this video you'll probably be getting about, well, we'll see how long it is, but around 4:35. So 4:35 o'clock. So if you're in Alberta. So again, it's top 10 week for DreamWorks and Disney. And I recently did a video, actually yesterday's video was on top 10 villains, and you may remember Beagle Grimborn from Race to the Edge. How to Train Your Dragon Race to the Edge is my favorite villain. Now we'll be going over couples or romances. So again, what I did, 5 from Disney, 5 from DreamWorks, and put them in order. So let's get this show on the road. Number 10 is Coral and Ellie from Up. It's one of those relationships, where they're kids and then and they're friends as kids and they dream of adventuring the world as friends, and then they grow up and get married, which is actually something that I like. My parents, no one in my family, I don't think that's actually happened to anyone in my family necessarily, but it's a good relationship because you pretty much know that person. It's not someone you were introduced to or started dating, it's someone you've known your whole life, which I like. Alright, next is Megamind and Roxanne. So again, kind of an awkward relationship. Roxanne is busy with her work, and if you notice, Titan, he kind of likes her. And Megamind she's also Roxanne, and Megamind is also Megamind's number one, I guess, point of capture, person of capture, and then oh, that's my villain's sheet. And eventually, when he kills Macho Man, he disguises himself, I'm not sure as who, but as someone, and goes on dates with Roxanne and says that, if I wasn't who I said I was, would you still, date me and stuff? And she's like, oh, yeah, we'll still be friends. Then she finds out who he really is, and she gets mad at him, which I would too if someone liked me like that. And then eventually, Megamind turns good, and I guess they kind of fall in love. I don't know the end of that story. So again, they're number 9. Well, Coral and Ellie were number 10 because it's a good relationship, but not my favorite. It is. But yeah, but it pretty much is what I would be looking for in a relationship. Not that that's happened yet. Megamind and Roxanne is just like not what you would expect. Usually the villain getting the girl instead of the superhero. Number 8 is Gloria and Melman from the Madagascar franchise. And the reason these guys are on my list is because their relationship is so weird and awkward that it works. Their friends live in a zoo, and eventually, in the second movie, when she finds out that this guy only likes her for some reason, then Melman kind of, you can see their true colors kind of shine through, and I guess they start dating in the third movie. So, like I said, it's so awkward and weird that it works. Kind of actually like the whole franchise. Alright. Number 7, also from Disney, is Wally and Eve. So if you know Disney, you know that they do relationships and love stories between animals and humans. This is one of the first stories between robots. Not including Star Wars, if there is any. I've only seen one Star Wars movie, and it's Rogue One. So, but yeah, it proves that robots do have feelings in this, I guess. And that's why it's on here, but again, the reason it's number 7 is because there's other relationships I find better. Alright. Is that 6? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, number 6 is Lady and the Tramp. or I guess Lady and Tramp from Lady and the Tramp. These dogs, they come from different worlds. Lady is a house pet, and Tramp is a street dog who knows his way around the world. And when Lady gets out sometimes and gets in trouble around the neighborhood and stuff, he kind of protects her, and eventually they fall in love. Now, this is also actually the only love story my sister likes. It's between animals, my sister is fine. If it's humans, my sister hates it. But, so if this was her list, they'd probably be number one. Actually, they'd be the only one on her list, but, alright. And again, they're number 6 because they're animals. Animals can fall in love. I don't disagree with the fact that animals can't, but they do. I disagree with the fact that they can't. They can fall in love, and they do have feelings. So, yes. And again, I found some better relationships, but yeah. Number 5 is Spirit and Rain from Spirit Stein of the Cimarron. Now, I'm not sure about you, but some people might get confused with this movie thinking that horse that he's with is his girlfriend. That's actually his mom, and Rain, the pinto, I think she is, starts out kind of as she's supposed to show him around the camp and the ways of the humans by order of her master, Little Creek, but because she loves Little Creek, she kind of plays with him in that one scene. It's like when Amy does Liberty work with Spartan in Heartland, and Spirit learns to trust the First Nations and Little Creek, and he actually even saves Rain. So, yes, alright. Number 4 is Rapunzel and Flynn Rider. This is one of those relationships you would not expect to work. Rapunzel is a princess that's hiding away in a tower because her mother tells her so, because the world's a dangerous place. And Flynn is a con artist escaping from the guards who hides highway in his tower. Rapunzel strikes a deal with him that she will give him back his crown that he stole if he takes her to see the lanterns. Eventually, the two fall in love, and Rapunzel, he is rebellious, she is rebellious, so it's pretty much a match made in heaven, and it works. And the reason they're number 4 on my list is I can't make them any higher because, again, it's just a normal relationship, although all these are pretty much normal, but they have something special about them that puts them higher up or lower back. Alright. Next, number 3, Mr. and Mrs. Incredible from The Incredibles, also known as Bob and Helen Parr. These two it's a superhero. So The Incredibles series, I believe this was on my top 10 Disney movies list because it is a superhero movie, but it's super family, which you can't get much better than that. Partially why the reason they're on here is because they're superheroes, so superheroes falling in love. I haven't seen many superhero movies, so I don't know. Maybe you do. I don't know, but... And they make a pretty good team. Stretchy, strong. They do fight quite a few times, but they still love each other. You can tell in the movies. And that's my number 3. Alright, number 2. And also, Mr. and Mrs. Incredible is my number 1 couple from Disney. Alright, number 2, Hiccup and Astrid. Surprised these guys aren't number 1. Yeah. I actually found another couple from DreamWorks that overranks these people. Hiccup and Astrid. Well, Hiccup and Astrid, they pretty much grew up together, and Hiccup, we could tell, has a crush on Astrid in the first movie, because it's very obvious. And there are some very not-so-subtle hints that Astrid has a crush on Hiccup. And it's easy to tell, and, of course, but she probably backed away from him because he was outcast and didn't really fit in. But then we started to fit in the TV series Ryder/Fen's book, there is some hints that, okay, there's more than friendship here. Same in the first 3 seasons of Race to the Edge, but they actually don't become a couple until near the end of season. Actually, I think it's halfway through season 4 of Race to the Edge. And yeah, so they pretty much, and they kind of, Astrid follows Hiccup's lead, but Hiccup seeks Astrid for advice, and that's what I like. And they're always saying on islands or something with their dragons playing in the background. That's the best. But they're number 2 because number 1 couple is actually better than them. It is Stoic and Velka. Now, this relationship only is in the movie for about 5 minutes. So, Stoic and Velka, as we know, were married quite a while ago, and then Velka was taken away by Cloud Jumper and left Stoic to leave Race Hiccup on her own because she found that dragons weren't as bad as Vikings thought, and ended up didn't want to, and she thought no one would believe her. And then Stoic finds her because he finds Hiccup, and Velka's talking to him and says to say something and stop being so stoic, which is serious. And he thinks Stoic is going to yell at her and say, "What? I thought you were dead," stuff. But he actually says, and it is, you almost cry in this scene. And he says, "You're as beautiful as the day I lost you." It is stoic-y Gerard Butler voice that I love. And then they go through that whole dancing and dreaming song again, and Velka, I guess, well, I'm not sure if she does agree, but Stoic asks her to come back home. Unfortunately, this relationship, I guess like Coral and Ellie's, ends very tragically. Stoic is killed. It is very, very emotional, the romance, but the reason I like this is because it's pretty much like that I never stopped loving you moment, I still love you kind of thing, like that Ty and Amy thing, which their relationship is kind of maddening at times because they're on and off. But anyway, so there you have it. Number 1 relationship, in my opinion, from Disney and DreamWorks, Stoic and Velka. Alright, so be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and comment down below, and my playlists are now public, so you can check those out too. And hit the notification bell. I'm not sure if I said that or not. And stay tuned for tomorrow. I will be talking about the top 10 DreamWorks movies that need to be live action. Alright.